Okay, guys, this is going to be the last video I'm going to make as far as your assignments go. Yay! Um, sorry, my clock going on to tell me it's time to go to class, but I don't have class today, so we'll just ignore that. At least that way you guys know I actually do work besides just sitting in front of here making videos for you, right? Okay, last video. Let's get back to your assignments. Rolling together the employee monitoring and expectation of privacy, your last two assignments. I want you to think about this, look at it from both sides here, guys, from the employer side and from the employee's side. From the employer side, this is a growing concern, especially in times such as we are in where the economy's bad and people are having to make cutbacks and employers want to get their money's worth out of their employees. You know, they don't want them having all of these distractions at work. And I hear all kinds of issues from employers, you know, everything from they don't want you talking on your cell phone, texting on your cell phone, because clearly that's personal use, not business use. They, you know, while you're at work, they don't want you using their phones to call your friends, make a lunch appointment, make a dinner appointment, you know, whatever it is. They don't want you doing personal email. You know, if it's not business email, you shouldn't be doing it. Almost every office setting has internet these days because it's almost necessary in every job. And you know, they don't want you surfing the net for personal, you know, you shouldn't be shopping instead of working. So I guess you might call those technology issues that distract you from your work. You know, other more basic issues that are I guess you might say ongoing for years and years, you know, theft. Clearly they're monitoring their employees, and again, in bad times people are more likely to steal from you, whether it be money or goods or you know, as we were talking about, time. Issues that can cause them legal problems. Issues, you know, could just be that you doing something illegal, gambling or doing drugs or having drugs on their property, something like that. Could be something that causes them legal issues between workers. You know, if you're harassing someone, if you put someone in a dangerous position, all those kinds of things, you know, they want to know what's going on. So they are monitoring their employees. They're putting in video cameras, they're recording phone calls, they have programs on their computers to see where you're going, how long you're spending there, you know, what you're doing. I know some companies that are putting in cell phone blockers, basically, so you can't use a cell phone in their offices. That keeps you from texting and talking, and you know, and that is, I have to say, these days one of the number one issues I hear from so many people who work in an office. You know, their workers are constantly on their phones and they're not working, and that's very distracting. And again, especially in economic times like we are in, you know, they want to get their money's worth. If they've paid you to work from 8 to 5, they want you to be working for them from 8 to 5. The other side of this, the employee's side, we've been given this idea that we have a right to privacy. And we've been given that idea, you know, by laws that we've enacted, by legislation. Some people even believe it's in the Constitution. Let me just tell you, it is not a constitutional right. There's no constitutional right to privacy. But, you know, we've enacted laws that give us the idea that we have a right to privacy, and we think that we should be able to do things. I think if I'm talking on my cell phone, even if I'm at work, that's a private conversation and nobody should monitor that. You know, they shouldn't block that. They shouldn't prevent that or listen in on that, because there's a lot of devices now where they can easily listen in on your cell phone calls. I think if I send a personal email, they shouldn't look at that. I think if somebody leaves me a voicemail, they shouldn't listen to that. You know, I think what I am doing is private. Is it? Should it be? You know, what is the problem with that? What is the issue from that? From an employee's standpoint, you know, why do you think you have that right? Why do you think you should have that right? So I want you to kind of approach this from both sides here, you know, the employer side and the employee side, and think about it from not just strictly business, but also, like I said, from, you know, ethical or a moral perspective. What is right and what is wrong here in this issue? Because this is a huge issue these days with both employees and employers. What right do you have and what right should you have?